I have big news, like literally really big. It's been a long time coming and we're finally moving. I am so excited. I can't even tell you. We are in desperate need of a bigger space. We have a lot of good problems in that the business is growing super, super fast and we just don't fit in this warehouse space anymore. So this space that we're in right now was never really meant to be like a warehouse. It was before this a glass company that used what we have as our warehouse as a workshop to make glass like windows and for showers. And this other side was a showroom that we use as an office now. So this building was like built for that purpose, and now it has suited our needs for the past year and a half or so, but the past couple of months we have really been struggling. So we're moving because obviously, one, we need more space. Our current warehouse is 2,000 square feet. Our office side is like 1,800 to 2,000 square feet. And our new warehouse is going to be 10,500 square feet with an additional 2,500 or so square feet of office. So that's going to be fantastic. Also, a huge reason that we're moving is we need a loading dock desperately. We have been accepting all of our deliveries that come on pallets from semi-trucks at our garage door that is in the warehouse, and it's at ground level. That's a big problem because obviously semi trucks, the bottom of the trucks are like 4 to 5 feet in the air, and so we have to use a lift gate to get the pallet from truck level to ground level. And the beauty of a loading dock is that it is already at the same level as a semi truck. Basically, all we'll need is a pallet jack that will lift up the pallet, and then you can wheel the pallet directly from the truck into the warehouse. So that's going to be amazing because it'll be so fast and convenient. Also, most trucks aren't necessarily equipped with lift gates. We've had plenty of kind of disastrous deliveries where the truck did not come with a lift gate attached to it. So we had to unload the truck box by box instead of taking the entire pallet off. So that hopefully we will never experience again once we move. Also, it's expensive. So liftgate costs extra for deliveries, and sometimes it can be hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Like we probably spend like $1,000 a month just on lift gates for how many deliveries we get. So I'm very excited that that will not be an issue anymore. There are also a couple of other things that are going to be so nice about this warehouse that we're moving to. First of all, we're going to have our own dedicated parking. Right now, we can't even park in the parking lot that comes with our building, and that is just so annoying. If you've ever had that happen at your place of work, you know how disruptive it can be. So we will have our own dedicated parking, and it's a bigger deal than I thought it ever would be. Another thing that I kind of didn't expect would be a huge deal is having our own garbage and recycling. Right now, we don't have like a big dumpster or a big recycling dumpster. We have so many cardboard boxes that we have to have a couple of guys with a pickup truck and a trailer come by and pick up our cardboard like once a week, basically. So once we have our own dedicated bins, we will be good to go. One of the things that kind of inspired this whole move is that this building that we're currently in was being sold over the past year. So originally I kind of toyed with the idea of purchasing the whole building. Unfortunately, that was just not going to work because there isn't very much ground floor space, and that's what we really need because, like I've been talking about, all of our deliveries come at ground level or at a truck level, and it's so much more convenient to keep everything at the same level. We couldn't really pack orders on a different floor. We have tried that actually. The old office before this, we had to carry everything up a flight of stairs, pack all the orders and bring them back down, and that was horrible. It was just the space we had at the time, and I didn't think it was going to be a big problem because I had a second story apartment, so that's what I was going from. I was like, second story to be fine. Coming down to the first floor was a game changer in this office and warehouse, and now going kind of back up to truck level where our new warehouse is going to be will also change the game all over again. So the owners of this building did end up selling, and now there are new owners who want our unit. That was kind of an impetus for this whole moving thing, but I was kind of holding firm because I had like a right to renew for another 3 years if I wanted to. So I kind of was thinking if we could get away with it, staying here for another 3 years would be really good for the business. We wouldn't have to interrupt anything by moving. It would just like be a very like contiguous operation of business, obviously. And now that we're moving, it's going to be a huge process. We're going to have to stop accepting orders for a certain period of time. Like there's a lot of expenses with moving itself and setting up a new warehouse and all of that. But this July and August, we had some of the best months we've ever had for the business. So that kind of changed my mind a little bit. I thought, okay, there's kind of no way we can stay here. We really should go because the business keeps growing, and I think we all are working really well together in a way that we can keep growing it and can grow into a bigger space. So in August, I went ahead and found a warehouse that I had actually toured way back in March. And I toured it that day and I thought, oh, this is way too big. That's going to be too expensive, all of that. When I started looking again for warehouses just to see what was out there, I saw this one was still available 6 months later. And now that the business had kind of changed a little bit, I thought, actually, I think this could work out great. I think we can definitely afford this space and we definitely could use it. The timing is actually going to be really tricky on this move, and I'm very stressed out about it. I'm smiling, but not on the inside. Basically, because this unit is going to be used by the company that now owns this building, we had to negotiate when we were getting out of our current lease, and they really wanted it to be like November, and I was like, we cannot move during the holiday season. That's when we're sending the most orders out. That cannot happen. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. Like, no way. Full stop. But I really didn't want to lose the opportunity to move into this new warehouse, and they also wanted me to move there as soon as possible, or they would rent it to someone else who would start paying rent sooner. So what we ended up doing, and it's really not the most ideal situation, I will admit, but it seemed like the only way I could really make it work. We are moving like the first week of January, and that's gonna be so challenging. Basically, like the whole moving process is gonna take a month and a half, but we have to be out of this space by January 6th. We're starting the move process like probably early December, but we're not stopping any of our orders or anything like that. We are going to be fulfilling our orders as usual up until the USPS shipping deadline, which is normally when we kind of just like breathe a sigh of relief and go on our holiday vacations, which I will not be doing this year. I'll be staying in Durham and working through this move. It's basically going to be like Christmas is going to be our move. I wish the timeline were better, but it seemed like the only thing we could really do. And I am very, very, very much looking forward to all the things I mentioned about how this warehouse is going to improve the business, and also setting up the new warehouse is going to be really fun because now that we've been operating in a bigger space for the past 3 years, I know exactly like what we need out of a new warehouse and its setup and its layout. I know it's going to be a new experience, but having moved once before and having some experience with our current warehouse under my belt, I feel pretty good about how we're going to set this all up. Setting it up is going to be so fun. There's like already a lot of thought that I've put into it, a lot of different Canva documents to try to figure out the layout. And also we're going to paint, we're going to remodel the office side. There's going to be a whole transformation that this warehouse is going to go through. And that is something I'm super excited about, and we're going to make a lot more content about. So if you're interested in how all of that goes, we will have plenty of videos explaining that whole front to back process. In all, I pretty much can't wait until we move into this new warehouse. I think it's going to open up so many possibilities for EBD. I just can't wait to see the way that it grows. I hope that you all like, comment, and subscribe so that you can follow along for the rest of our move journey. Leave in the comments anything that you want to see from our move journey, because I'm really excited to share this whole process.